Hey everybody, welcome to Devon County, your source for all things Lovecraft country. I am your humble tour guide, Anthony Sterling. Joining me for the ride, my friends as well as tour guides, Miss Gadir McHale. I was about to call you Madeir. I am Tyler Perry. Bullshit. Miss Melissa Newell is joining us from the great city of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yes. Hola.
COVID Central? No, I'm just joking.
Too soon.
Too soon. And the always wonderful, the amazing, the hater of loving basketball herself.
I carry that crown.
Wear that crown, queen. You
Yes.
wear it. Let it be the jewel in the middle of your hatred crown.
Yes.
Miss Ashley effing bro is in the building.
Yep.
Now, while she loves Lovecraft country, she does hate love and basketball as well as baby boy, but we will get to
another show.
Stay tuned.
Which was hilariously talked about before we started recording. How is everybody doing this crazy evening? How y'all doing?
It's raining.
Crazy.
It is raining.
Stopped raining here, you know.
Yeah, well,
that's good.
Gloomy over here.
Yeah, it opened up. The skies opened up here.
Yes.
Whole
indeed.
world's gloomy, Kadir.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I understand. Also, they killed someone, Iran, a wrestler. So, you know.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Stop watching the news.
Oppressive regimes. And yes, I'm talking to you too, America.
well,
Don't think you get any fucking passes here.
what a great segue.
None at all.
What a great segue about oppressive regimes, because this episode of Lovecraft Country, episode 4, had one of the greatest titles. It's also based on the title of a lovely graphic novel, which I recommend everybody read, A History of Violence. And with that title, first thing that comes to mind with me is America's history of violence, which spawned this country that we live in, because there is no country that is birthed without a little bloodshed and a whole lot of
right.
you know,
Look at you being kind.
Rivers.
I didn't want to say, oh my goodness, you know, oceans. You know, I didn't want to use massive bodies.
State the facts.
Exactly.
All right, stick with the
Thank you,
facts,
dear.
tell the truth, and shame the devil. Wonder who the devil be.
Who
But
has no shame.
no shame at all. No shame. Revel in your evil. That's what you do. So it's an episode that, for me, added more to the tale of the Freeman family, gave a hell of a lot more secrets that were revealed, a couple of hot takes, some weird colonializing shit, magic as usual, because it's Lovecraft country, so the supernatural is always a huge part of it. So we're gonna start with, let's just jump right into that first scene. Black therapy, personal black therapy, internal black therapy. Good old Montrose, hitting that liquor, sauced up.
Pookie.
Yes, he was. He did call in his inner Pookie.
You know I have nothing but
Ashley is referencing all the great black
all of
movies
them.
here.
Everything could be tied to a black movie in the 90s. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, and
The
it's
underappreciated genre ever.
And if only he had a woman next to her. I used to be the prom queen. Prom queen. Girl, you look like you the prom fiend.
But the acting was superb.
It was
superb Pookie moment.
It was immaculate.
You got to give it to Michael. What's his name?
Michael K. Williams.
Yeah,
Omar.
Michael.
Is it Michael K. Williams?
Omar.
Yes. Michael Kenneth Williams.
Omar,
Michael
yes.
Kenneth, yeah.
Omar.
You got to give it to Omar.
It was, I love how it was shot, like, you know, I don't know what you call the technical term, of like that stop and start kind of, you know, shooting. It was like, okay, he's going through it.
It was kinetic. It was very frantic, you know, pretty much an old school horror technique. Pretty much popularized also by Alfred Hitchcock. If you watch movies like, I think, North by Northwest, Rear Window. No, there we go. He used
Hitchcock
that.
fan. He was an asshole, but
hey,
weren't they all?
Oh,
we're gonna, you know, problematic men will be another segment. Sorry,
he may be an asshole, but he's my pop.
Oh, look at that.
I love my Alfred. So, or as my nephew would say, Alfred Hedgehog. So he is he's one of the masters of macabre. But there's something in that scene that just, it radiates, it really grabs your attention. And for me, it was the newscast that's blaring. I don't know if it was coming from the radio or the television. Speaking of, once again, this is 1955. I remember last week I talked about 1995. I have no idea why. No, Love and Basketball came out 3 years later. So it wasn't that. Love you, Ashley. But it was the news reports of the proliferation of arms, the stockpiling.
The Soviet.
You know, the Cold War is in hardcore effect. It's pretty much, I would say, the beginning of the apex, the height of the Cold War, you know, because this is 55, I think, what, 2 years, or I'm sorry, not 2 years, maybe 6-7 years later, we have the Bay of Pigs with Kennedy. So we're about to ascend into the apex of nuclear war, the end of times on a human level, because, you know, us, humanity, if it's one thing we do great, we destroy ourselves.
And excuse me, can I interrupt you real quick, Anthony?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This is just historically, I think, which is human nature, we tend to put things in a far, far past when it's actually more recent than we care to admit. And you said something, pigs. And I will say this, Black or white Americans, I think, and this is one in the few instances where we collectively are ignorant, is that I don't think there are too many of us who realize just how damn close we came to annihilation with the Bay of Pigs. Go back and read it. I mean, we were like,
the doomsday clock was past. Midnight. It was over.
And I don't think people would say, and we rah rah rah. No, you don't realize how close we wouldn't have been here. Your children, you know, it's
right.
Well, or we could have finally be the mutants that Marvel Comics created. I'm trying to look at the silver lining, but there is.
No, I think obliteration would have just been
total obliteration.
I mean, like, I can kind of
no survivors.
I can get the mutant thing because we all want the next level to go on.
Of human evolution.
We would have been ash and dust and everything else.
Microorganisms.
Exactly.
There was a line he brought up. Melissa, you say it better than I do. I am not good with quotes. Where it was, what is it, about feeding us? Cooking more to feed us or something like that?
Yeah, the white people just cooking up death for the rest of us to feed on, something to that effect. Or like for the rest of us to eat.
You know,
that, because they're the ones in control and in power. So guess what?
So y'all can't be mad with what he said, because there's truth in it. If the leaders are white, it is what it is. You guys are bringing this on everybody, not just
eat it. Right.
Serving up death for the rest of us to eat.
The 1%.
And he did say that he included them too. We're all feeding.
Everybody got to eat it, not just black folks. Whole lot of white folks.
Right.
Everybody. The plate is big enough for everybody to have a heaping helping of death.
And you know,
it's true.
And just to say, I know this, and beyond Lovecraft country, because I once took a critical theory in art and movies class or something so long ago in college, so long ago, because I'm older.
1997.
Not old people, notice I said older.
Older.
All of this ages like fine wine, we know what the number is.
Fine wine, honey.
But
it's a 48-year-old blend.
But this is the thing, though. They say, hey, I'm proud of it. The thing is, they said that, you know, we tend to, our art, our movies, all kinds of art, music, no matter the medium of the art, tends to reflect what we're living in. So when you see times where you see more horror movies, you see a darkness to music, you see this, or a call or rebellion song, so to speak. And that's when Montrose, it was his inner monologue was matching the external monologue. So in other words, his reality was justified, verified, and this is it. They met. There were no two separate worlds there.
Right.
So
because he's grieving.
It collided. So which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty much for a lot of us, we say what we are right now. You know.
Right. Right. He was grieving the loss of his brother. The brother handing him the book that I don't know. Montrose is a little slick right now because he's burned the book.
He's got some,
because mind y'all, I don't know what's going on with whatever in the book. So he burning the book that the brother told him to use to help. Now he's burning that, and it's like, and Montrose clearly has traumatic issues from his childhood that he never reconciled.
We also heard about his sexuality.
And also that, so he's having some kind of internal battles on every front to the point where he just had to burn the book. And I don't know if that was him giving up, but of course Letty ain't gonna let you. So, but yeah, he was struggling. He was in a little struggle, like I said.
And there was a moment where I was trying to figure out who the voices were. In what position, and at what stage, because this could be the cycle that was referenced in episode 2.
Right.
How did Montrose become Montrose? He used to be such a beautiful kid who had a whole lot of joy, who loved art. Took daddy's right hook and to knock it all out of me. But when you hear the voices and you hear a child saying, "I'm sorry, daddy, I won't do that again," put that thing down, like you hear yelling. Is it Montrose with Tick, or is it Montrose and his dad?
I took it as his dad, that it was Montrose's dad, especially the flower and the hair and all the art.
Right. And I thought, it started to merge into Montrose and Tick, the cycle. And the cycle needs to be broken because let's just be honest. We haven't seen, I don't think they're going to go that far back, but I got a strong feeling they will. They will show Tulsa. I think Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921 is going to show. And I think we will see the moment of moments, father and son. Might be a confrontation that's not going to end well.
But didn't Montrose, say this is Tulsa? Didn't he?
Smells like Tulsa when he burned
smells like
smells like Tulsa. If we might as well. It's not ruining anything, but Montrose and George, as well as Dora, they are survivors of the Tulsa massacre, not race riots, not uprising, massacre. They are survivors.
Genocide.
Genocide.
Right. What it is.
Right.
And from what could be even drawn out throughout the series, we may get little hints or actual visuals to go with the story of the man with the bat. The story that was told.
The hero.
The hero. Who's the man with the bat that saved George and Montrose? Maybe we'll see.
It turned into Letty last week.
Yeah, it turned into Letty.
Had
the handle and Jackie Robinson was in the first episode with the bat. So now we'll probably see who actually is the secret hero that saved George and Montrose when they were younger during the massacre. I thought it, like you said, well acted, drove it home that this is a broken man. You can hear George, saying whatever happened to you, but to see it actually displayed, in his pookiest way, it's very, it was very heartbreaking. But the burning of the book, I think he took what George told him literally to be the savior. And by burning that book, you you kind of take Tick out of the equation. If Tick knows nothing, he's not going to do anything stupid. I think that was in Montrose's head, but I also think Montrose's upbringing, his dad, I think that also played the factor.
He's always in panic mode.
He's always in panic mode. He's always his head. It's a swivel, but it's like a tornado. It's constantly rotating. Like he doesn't have time to just sit and think it out. You know, I don't have time for this. We're black in America. We're black during the 1950s. Ain't no time to think. We got to react. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. It's like I said, it's panic mode, but even beyond it, it's survival mode.
Yeah.
Right.
It's survival moment to moment.
Got to get rid of this. Yeah. That's true.
You know, him burning book. I also did love him reading the tenets of the of the sons of Adam. Adam named.
Eve fucked.
Eve fucked.
God brings monsters.
Women, beginning, middle, and end. We fuck, and we fuck. So that's us.
That's
it
all
does not matter.
Right.
No matter how well you do things, no matter how strong you are, in the end, exactly.
And I took it that not only literally women fuck, but we fuck shit up. That's how I read that.
Yeah, that's how I assumed.
Yeah,
like we named shit and Eve fucked it up.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Blame it on the woman. Sure. Somewhere there's a woman to blame. What was that song? What, Margaritaville or something? I don't remember. But
you know. And it ain't just white.
Y'all bit the apple first. We gave it to you, but you bit it. I mean,
exactly.
You want to be technical.
Because men are helpless kittens. Men are like helpless kittens in trees. Their dick takes over, and we don't know what to do.
And
we're so helpless. Right. I'm stuck in a tree.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is welcome to Devon County.
About numbers, sir.
Not the She-Woman Man Haters Club. No, I'm joking.
I love intelligent, respectful men.
There you go.
But the fuck boys will always be called out.
To the show with no names podcast network. Please be prepared. Men, grab your dicks because they're going to come.
There won't be much for some of them to grab, but anyway, carry on.
What? That don't hurt us no more. We have pills.
Oh, it still does.
We have pills and potion.
No, but you know the truth.
We know
you can have pills and potion for the motion, but if
you can tell the truth as much as you want, but when the lie is stronger,
but if the ship can't handle the waves, go sit down. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so
I concur with everything she said.
Okay. Ashley approved. I'm gonna make a stamp that just goes.
And Gadia's being cute. You approve too.
Right.
Yes, I approve.
Right.
Okay.
We love men. We really love y'all. Go.
I love some of
you
y'all.
Don't count. We love you.
Look, I tolerate y'all. I'm just gonna say it right here. Men and women, I tolerate y'all. All of y'all, I tolerate you. You got to love you. I just tolerate you. So with that toleration happening, we're gonna move on just a little past Montrose. You kind of hope, Abra, get your shit together. Because the devil is coming, and she drives a silver Rolls Royce.
Right.
And hearing the dulcet tones of a one Robin Rihanna Fenty singing,
bitch better have my money.
Right.
Which once again I will say the better version was done by AMG. Check it out. Bitch better have my money. Still one of the best rap songs ever made. Yep. Rihanna did put her where's she from? Bahamas,
Barbados, West Indian, all
West Indian sprinkle.
Her West Indian sprinkle.
Not all the same. Sorry, my West Indian friends.
Right.
Different islands.
Yes.
Baby.
She brought her flair, her flavor, her savagery to the song. And
bitch better have my money.
I will give her this. I can't remember. I think her name is Abby Lee. I gotta give her props for the way they shot her in that car.
Yeah,
she was boss hogging. I gotta give her that.
I like a good villain.
Yeah,
a good female villain.
She reveled in her Karen-ness. She reveled in her.
Who gonna pop me? Right.
Yeah, like I know I'm in 1955, but my tears are my cell phone dialing 911. You are powerless. We saw that in last week in
Who gonna
episode
pop
3. Who gonna pop me? And she makes a house call. And she goes to visit.
She thought.
She thought Leticia fucking Lewis.
Okay.
I like that part.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it.
Stop in her
I
tracks.
was not expecting that part. What got me is when she got out the car, the music's blaring, you look on the ground and in chalk, black, which is supposed to be derogatory, but I called it a warning sign. What you are about to step in is a black space. Your fuckery and white deviltry need not enter.
Or
enter. It's very powerful.
It's
enter
not
at your own risk.
Right.
You know.
Letty has ancestors waiting.
Yeah, the ancestors will be waiting on your ass because I love it. Knock on the door. She had her little publisher's clearinghouse smile. And what I really loved about that scene was her privilege pushed her into the door as if I'm walking in this bitch.
Right.
And that black house basically said, oh, no, ho, you not.
You thought.
Bitch, get back.
Right.
Not today. The house basically told her, I'm not the one.
This goat's blood
done told you
said
different.
no.
All right. Oya basically said, not in my damn house.
Bitch, you thought.
You're not walking in here smelling wet dog. Stay where you at.
Oh, not wet dog. I'm done. I'm okay.
She was looking kind of wet. But more truths came from it, as we now know. She paid for the house. If you didn't watch episode 3,
she gave Letty the money.
Click it. She gave Letty, and she didn't give it to her in hand. She had her ways. Christina is a really good puppet master. I gotta give it to her. She is definitely pulling the strings perfectly right now. And Letty, as we all know, ain't scared of nobody. Stepped up hard.
That's right.
Told her straight up, what the fuck you doing here? And we get a little and this is where Melissa jump in, Ashley jump in, Gadir jump in. This is the bullshit of the feminist movement. And yes, if there are feminists who are going to get mad about what I'm about to say, tough titty, get over it, because it's true. The so-called, it's us against them, but yet it's really me against you.
And let me use you to my own
end.
That's why
right.
Exactly.
I have said since the beginning, and in full confession again, I do not ascribe to, never have white feminist ideology. I don't believe they were the first. And I'll say like Gloria Steinem, she learned it from us, but like anything else, they take it, they hijack our movement and tell us kiss their ass.
And props to Gloria Steinem, but also props to Jane Fonda, Hanoi Jane, for what she did.
She had her moments. I'll give her that too.
Well, she had a moment this week.
But she sure did. But I got to go back to, and I'm always the one who's going to read too much into anything, y'all. I'm not high. Maybe I should start getting high. But this is what I always see, the metaphorical symbolism in things. Here's this white woman. I'm going to be polite. I'm not going to call her female. I'm going to give her her womanhood. Walks into blam and she stopped. But thank you. But you got to look at how that even bitch. Leticia, when she couldn't get in, even Leticia was taken aback. And to me, that's always the symbolism is that is this. Yeah, you deal in your devil magic and all this, but nothing is more powerful than the originals on this earth.
Right.
You are the original people. So
even
your magic,
spells.
exactly, your spells, your anything you got ain't
it's
shit.
Diluted. It's
exactly.
diluted.
It's not shit not against us collectively. And also when Leticia looked back, it's almost like the ancestors said, look, child, woman, Leticia, remember who you come from.
Right.
This is nothing. Let me show you.
She went up
physically that you are more powerful than anything that will ever try and come against you. So that's how I read it. And Mr. Green probably laughed at my ass because I always go because that's to me it's a literal stopping of this of this devilish bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't destroy anything you didn't create.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the whole point of this. You're trying to do the sons of Adam, all this shit. Your ass is failing left, right, here, back, forth, and everything else, and still can't get shit right. And you still need us to help you.
Well,
And to me,
that,
Black people realize
that was a good moment when she pulled that out of her ass, you know. Oh, so who helped you get rid of Hiram?
Right.
You know, and I'm like,
the victim, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And that was an illusion, or you know, like once they went to the museum, you could hear the lady in the background talking about, oh, they did something with the savages.
Called the savages.
Yeah. And it was like, oh, they civilized the savages, or he was amongst the savages.
How can a motherfucking savage civilize somebody? They're fucking savages. Oh, Lord, I'm mad already. I'm sorry. But
we gonna get there.
How do you get on that high horse? I'm sorry.
Right.
But no,
I say all of that to say that it's, excuse me, like they take the things, use it to their advantage, and then say it's no longer serving them, or they made it better when all you did was make it white. You didn't make it anything else.
Right.
Say that part again. Say it again.
You didn't make it better. You just made it white.
Thank you. Hello.
Because she's a witch of whatever caliber witch she is. But now but this woman who was there last week with just a goat and a knife
did a whole lot more. Yeah. Did a whole lot more than she could.
This is the source that you're trying to mimic. You're mimicking the source. You're not part of that source, which I'm sure we're gonna get to, because that black lady who helped, escape the fallen house. That's the source. You can't do this.
Yep.
Exactly.
The source. You
Exactly.
cannot. The originator. You cannot.
You can't. You cannot birth all nations.
Right.
And if you birth all nations, even the demons amongst those nations, what they're gonna do, because you are the originator.
Right.
I mean, you know what? I need a drink again.
To quote the Wayans brothers.
To
quote the Wayans brothers. Message. So
exactly. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
So we see Christina, Uber, Wonder Karen. Wonder Karen powers activate.
Wait, Tommy, can I say something real quick? This is totally off subject of Devon County. I always laugh because we always trendsetters, Black women, things like that, and our brothers too, and how we came up with the term Karen. And I won't say anything, but I'm just going to say that it was another white woman. She's like, and she said, Melissa, I just got to say it. And I'm like, what? She's like, she's just being a Karen. I could have passed out and fell out. I said, okay, we reached peak Karenhood here. That another white woman is telling me.
She's calling them Karen.
I just got to say, she's being a Karen, as they say. I said, okay. In her Karenness too. Okay, that was just a funny aside.
I'm just waiting for the rap group Karens with attitudes. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, they started AWA, baby.
AWA is gonna happen.
Thanks
it's gonna happen. Straight out the suburbs.
When they bob.
Oh yeah, straight out of Whole Foods, buying healthy shit.
Actually, good call. It has to be the bob.
It has to be the bob, the blunt cut bob.
Oh man.
That's Bob.
Oh,
we're taking 10% of whatever group comes up with that name and has the bobs and everything else. We're taking it right now.
That's why I need to post. Once we finish, I'm throwing it on YouTube real quick, because that is copyright. So
Karen's with attitude.
we had the moment, but there was also a quick little moment between Letty and Christina, where Christina was trying to gain an ally and was revealing a dirty
white feminist thing.
And that's why I was like, oh, okay, so you want to turn one against the other,
right?
You're not going to be safe because Tick is going to destroy you, just like he did with me when he came to point a gun. And I'm like, ooh, look at the mayonnaise flow extra thick.
Yeah, exactly. So in other words, just get on your back, white woman, so I can walk over it.
You have to fight, because she used not the color side of it, but the gender side. We have to stick together against the tyranny of the masculine assholes. And Letty,
Tick wouldn't die for Letty, please.
Yeah.
It's not the same, sis. It'll never be the same.
Right.
Just like Q with Monica. But I digress.
He's really trying me. He's really.
Once I know that nerve, strike with reckless abandon. No, but she was trying to divide and conquer. She was trying to split the dynamic. Mind you, because she tried and failed, because Letty being the Leticia fucking Lewis who ain't scared of nobody, but it's also just a black woman who ain't got the time of day for the bullshit. She been ready. She stay ready. Said those beautiful lines that most black women will tell any fuck boy or anyone that worked their last good goddamn nerve.
Q, and Jody.
Get the fuck off my porch. This is my house. So you can get the fuck on. And there I stood, gave her a golf clap. And I said, let's keep it moving, because after she did that, though, she decided it was time to go after good old Tick. But not in a horrible way, but in a very, this motherfucker he gonna have to get a piece of mind, because I need to know what the hell is going on. And we go to the library. And in the library, I have seen a show that needs to be made, starring a cute young little black boy who just wants to read his book in silence.
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. Just let me read. And it also
adults.
Grown ups who always telling me to shush.
Shush.
You shall shush as well.
That was the cutest kid ever.
What I love about it is it is a callback to episode 1 with Tick and the lady getting off the bus and the commentary of her talking about the books that he read that were written by not so great assholes. And while he's reading, I think it's Jules Verne that did Journey to the Center of the Earth. I don't know much about Jules Verne, but I do love his books. Journey to the Center of the Earth, Around the World in 80 Days, awesome. And Doc Brown and Emily Brown named their children Jules and Verne. Go watch Back to the Future Part 3.
Back to the Future,
the best one. Boo, I'm gonna piss some people off. How dare you? Back to the Future 2 is the greatest. No, F you. It gave a future with no good black people. So it's not. It's really not.
Well, that was a great future for a lot of them.
Goldie Wilson was the mayor. I will give him that. Goldie Wilson was the mayor, but the fact that his name is Goldie makes me judge Hill Valley or wherever they were from. But it does go back to the conversation with Tick and the older black lady that was on the bus about the sci-fi books of that time that were written by white men. There wasn't much diversity. Octavia Butler hasn't put pen to paper yet. That's maybe another 10 to 20 years down the line. There were black sci-fi writers, but they were nowhere to be found nor published by major publishing companies. If I'm wrong, please in the comments let me know, because I would love to find books like that. There was black comic book creators. There was a book back in the 1940s called All Negro Comics. I actually got a chance to read some of the books. It wasn't the best stuff, but it was written back in the 1940s. So we did have a moment, not even a moment. We were there. We just weren't seen. And I think it was horrible. And that's just horrible, because we have imaginations, Terry Gilliam. So we have the shushing moment from one of the most amazing little black boys who 9 out of 10 becomes maybe a great director. Who knows? Maybe an amazing writer. We don't know. But he can't become those things because the adults are talking and they need to shush. But we did have a great conversation between Letty and Tick about the hero complex of Tick, who, yes, he does love Letty. Yes, he will die for Letty. But you also have to let Letty be Letty. You don't have to be the hero. She is strong. She can do this too.
Right.
She's
gonna do this.
She's gonna do this, whether you want it or not.
Right. So just fall in line.
Yeah. And I love the whole concept of, you got this witch bitch at my doorstep. You almost kill, you trying to kill, and you say, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You know, and I was looking at people on Twitter like, yeah, Tick didn't have the heart. He must really love that. He probably loved that white bitch. No,
No, it was quite obvious that
it was quite obviously, she
He was
told you.
sweating and shit.
He was sweating bullets trying to shoot a bullet.
Yeah, his dick
trying
was
to put a
probably hard
bullet
trying
in
to
her.
get that gun to go off, and he couldn't.
Exactly.
And one of the funniest ones, I can't remember the comedian who said it. He's like, "Yep, no matter how much we talk, ain't no brother gonna shoot no white woman, especially when he gonna try and do her first before kill her." I said,
and that was proven wrong.
Was proven wrong, but it was comedy, so I laughed. But there was an explanation. She said it in the previous episode. She has a protection ward on her. She is invulnerable, not immortal. So any harm that comes to Christina will not happen because of said ward. Letty ain't got time for that.
Right.
It's time for us to take this bitch out and get her out of our lives. But you want to take and that was the thing. Stop trying to be the hero and let us all fight together. We're more powerful together than we are apart.
But she was cool because she said, "What happened? You couldn't kill her." I love when she said that.
Right.
So that blew up that gender alliance, that whatever the witch.
Why
she's like, "Why did you fucking kill her?" Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like why she on my doorstep? I need her. What happened?
And for me, it's like, oh, you was just gonna kill her and leave, because she saw his duffel bag.
Yeah.
And she thought, okay, well, he's leaving. Well, yeah, probably so, because I kill her.
White woman,
So the law don't come to your house. We already saw what happened to you last time when you met up with Captain Lancaster and they was playing ping pong with you. Yeah.
Right.
They already know you told her back.
Yeah, you like to swing on things, swing and bang, head buster. So it's better for me to take the lick, get out of town, keep you guys safe. But I think what Tick wasn't really planning or thinking, it doesn't matter if you leave or not. They can get to Letty them because they're associated with you. It's simple. We can't get you, but we're going to get those closest to you.
Right.
Which Letty pretty much figured when she slammed the book down and that beautiful little boy just went, you know what? I'm tired of y'all asses. Move to this next damn table.
He was over it.
Yeah. He just was like, y'all know about, look, get away. He moves. They start researching. Here is where you see Letty at her best being Letty. She ain't got time for all the if she was a part of the mystery crew with Scooby-Doo, she would solve the mystery before the intro would come in. Because she was just like, maybe you should just read this. And I guarantee you, your daddy knows more than you.
Right.
But behold,
he's the key.
He's the key.
Yeah.
And she was right.
Oh, Montrose.
All of those books.
Sneaky Montrose.
Yes. Montrose did his homework. No matter how much you look at it, Montrose did his homework. He don't slip for nothing.
Right.
So hopefully, like I said, HBO, if you ever watch this, please, y'all, Misha Green, y'all need to do a story about this little young black boy in this library. I guarantee you this kid has probably got magic beyond magic. He's probably an adventurer.
Knowing them, that boy probably represents somebody in the future that we don't know.
And I'm trying
to represent something.
Yes. And I was trying to figure out what historical figure is she alluding to.
Exactly.
There might be a black sci-fi writer that she's alluding to that maybe you are talking about earlier.
We met Emmett Till last week.
Is wasteful. And Emmett Till was in this Bobo was here in this episode again.
So
still alive.
Probably.
And they alluded to his mom.
Yep. On his way. Well, he wasn't going on his trip just yet.
Yeah.
Right.
But sadly, we know that trip is going to happen. So.
Well, you know what? Let me just say this because it is Lovecraft country. We're talking about magic and even some magical realism in this.
Yeah.
But something happened recently. I don't know. Oh, God, my mom, Mom, I love you dearly, but I'm going to out you. She likes all those disaster shows like Airline Disasters and all this.
Yeah, Airplane 72, Airport 77.
So last weekend I went home to Lafayette, which is great only because of the people, not because of the city itself, because they went Donald Trump, and yes, they're not shit, and yes, I'm saying it. But anyway, now that I got that off my chest. what I will, yeah, because actually there you're there, you're, like I said, the people. But I started thinking, are our lives predetermined that no matter what choice we make, we're ultimately going to end up at the choice that I call it a team, like kind of like the Clash of the Titans. Like there's a big chessboard, like we all have a team up there somewhere, and they're move Melissa this way, move Aunt this way, move Gadir this way, move Ashley this way, move John, my neighbor who's smoking on the porch right there, this way. And we all think like, oh, we have free choice. But looking at some of those airline disasters, and I'm going to circle back here, because we know Melissa's a deep one here. And I'm thinking like the slightest thing made it go left instead of going right by a choice they made.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, are we really in control of any of this shit? Is it all predetermined? And especially looking pertaining to magic and love, like, is there just some cabal up there that's fucking with all of us? And the joke's on us, it's been on us, whether it's gender, whether it's race, whether, no matter what it is. And, you know, I'm just kind of personally fucking sick of it if that's what's going on. So if y'all are up there, here you go. But okay, like I was saying, that just had me thinking about, because of the choices they make here, like Montrose burning the book, or Tick doing this, going to, you know, like every little thing we do sets off something, but how much of that is really us as opposed to, I had some tequila earlier, so maybe that's just showing y'all. So.
No, I've had that kind of conversation with someone before where, you know, it's like they always say, oh, you have free will. But really, like, you know, here's the path we're supposed to go on. And if we go this way, like you said, something's going to happen where it's going to push us back.
Yeah, that pushes us that
path.
way. So how much does that really mean? And I don't, and if y'all haven't figured it out by now, Melissa's an absolute fucking control freak. So I really don't like not being in control. So we got to figure this out. But like in Lovecraft, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of things, you know, Letty taking the bat to the cards. You can say, well, she wouldn't have done that. Maybe they could have went another way. But then, of course, we wouldn't have a show. But it just, in the universal themes beyond gender, beyond race, those universal themes of love, hope, predetermination, free will, but it's all there. And I just went off on a tear. I apologize.
Okay. But, I mean, if you believe in the multiverse theory.
See, and I left the multiverse out of it, Ashley. How dare you bring that up? Because then that really fucks everything up.
Well,
but does it?
We'll talk about the multiverse.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Because the multiverse. Okay, wait, hold on, Ann. We're gonna get to love and basketball and why and baby boy. Okay, let's talk about
that. We could talk about the multiverse when we do our Marvel binge watching recap.
Okay, we'll talk about the multiverse because baby,
I love the concept.
I love the concept of another me out there. But they also say real quick about the multiverse is that one of it is that you meet you never had like the deja vu that's just saying that you met you from another verse and it was a glitch and it keeps going, but that's all sorry, let's go back to Lovecraft
I'm
country.
seriously waiting for Keanu Reeves.
I don't want to be a tour guide for the galaxy and all things fucked up. Let's go back to Lovecraft country.
Well, I said the multiverse, but I said the multiverse because certain things gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
Like even if you use the Spider-Man reference, there's going to be a spider person in whatever thing. So some things are destined to happen. And that's where I think we go into cyclical errors of life in general, even in real life. This is where, you know, big societies start to downfall when they start believing in certain things, where they take beauty over intelligence, where these are all signs of death and destruction that are kind of happening now. This is what happened in Rome. This is what happened in the great. This is what happened in
every
the Soviet Union. Almost every civilization has these certain patterns that happen regardless. So it's just different players in a different stage.
And this is why I tell everyone who watches Welcome to Devon County, please bring your scuba gear because we do go deep down to Atlantis.
We're exploring other caves, but keeping Lovecraft country at the center.
Well,
great segue to caves, but we ain't going to caves yet.
I don't want to go in the cave. I don't want to go.
No cave just yet.
I'm so sick of the cave.
After the library, we have the meeting of the minds with Montrose, Tick, Letty at Denmark Vessies. We are introduced again to one of the messiest bitches I've ever seen on television.
Nigga. Who you talking about? Tree?
By the name of Tree. Seymour is his government name.
But Tree fine. He's tall and fine. He's not like tall and
Tree
fine.
is
I know
messy.
he messy, but he's fine.
Tree is a messy.
He fine though. He can
But
be
like I
fine,
said
messy
last
bitch.
week,
No, he can't.
the messy ones always get shit popping.
It gets shit popping.
Exactly.
He's necessary. That's what gets on my nerves.
Exactly.
That's the
they
sad
are
part.
always necessary.
Tree, the
Messy
thing
motherfuckers.
is, Tree could take a breath and Tick want to hurt him.
Right. I love how
That's
Tick
how
didn't
much-
give him anything.
Time of
though.
There's
day,
no
yeah.
love. Like
Dust and detergent. Tick
Tree-
wasn't even worried about him today.
Tree could have just went, and Tick would have stole on him. Like I think Tick,
He should have
I think it's time for Tree to catch some hands.
been past time.
Been past. So we move in.
Still
There's the
fine.
conversation with
No.
with
The fuck
Montrose.
boys are always fine.
Yeah,
That's
Hey,
the
but I like
boys.
Letty. Letty let him know.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Brittany,
we're gonna
you
get
got
to
it
Letty.
right.
We're gonna get to Letty
Right.
and the letting of the Norwich.
Gathered him right together.
Gathered-
You know why they call me Tree.
Well, because you a messy hoe and your roots is deep in shit.
Right.
So
That's not even real English.
I love the conversation with Letty, Montrose, and Tick. Because oh my goodness, whole lot of secrets were. Most of them were revealed. A whole lot of arguing. A whole lot of what the hell is wrong with you. What did he tell him? I see why now y'all together because crazy and foolish will go together.
We'll find each other.
We'll find each other. And-
I love their
But
dynamic.
how true
Yes.
is that
Yeah,
though?
me too.
But it's very true.
Because you know, like people with multiple uncles, you have like the
Mhm.
the normal uncle, then you have the crazy ass uncle that don't
Mhm.
hold no
Right.
like
Mhm.
he's that other side of what the other uncle was. I want to say Uncle Clifford, but that's not his name.
No, he ain't Uncle Clifford, Uncle
No,
George.
not Uncle George.
You know,
He's like the
but,
opposite of Uncle George.
For me, I really enjoyed the conversation because this is where I like the whole concept of this plan is not going to work. It reminds me of those old adventure movies where Goonies, Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Right.
I was waiting for you to say it because guess what? If I ever want to know how Indiana Jones would have played with the all black cast,
Black
I
people.
saw it
This
and
is
I loved it.
exactly.
And I loved
Yeah.
it.
I
It
was
was awesome.
cracking up at Montrose when he was going down that hole.
Oh,
when he was trying to cross the bridge was hilarious.
Yeah, everything. Montrose is every black person.
He's
y'all.
so
God
extra.
damn it.
God damn it. So
He dropped the supplies.
I love it when a plan comes together, but I also hate it when this plan comes together because Montrose told him straight up, don't ask me for shit. I'm not helping. You crazy, you foolish. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And he starts to slip in his black mind. What you gonna do when the other 34 come after you? Well, how the hell you know that's 34
I
other
didn't know
bodies?
this. You wasn't there.
That's the point. And I love how he tried to throw him off by going, but that's the point. He also, going back to the first scene, using references that actually make sense with the situation. We're the Reds in this fight. We are not ready for this.
Right.
Those white magicians are packed and ready to go. If we go to war, we are going to be wiped out. They have the nukes. We don't. We are not ready. But Tick being an army man, Leticia not being scared of nobody,
Right.
they are not going to back down no matter how the elder is telling them to back off.
Right.
And when Tick walks off, Letty just tells him straight up. So how long you gonna let him chase his own tail when you know the answers to what he's looking for?
Yeah.
Right.
That also, to me, plays on what goes on in our community nowadays. And even back then, the elders knew the answers, but they never truly gave it to us. Some we had to go in blindly, headstrong, and sometimes we got our asses kicked. Even our parents, when they were going in to fight for what's right, the elders could have really guided them. But they went in headstrong. Some got their asses kicked. Some never came back.
Right.
And the cycle continues where parents don't always tell their children the real McCoy, the 100%. Yeah, the whole truth, the facts. Sometimes, yeah, it's true. We do have to learn.
Yeah, you got to show. Sometimes you can show a person better than you can tell them, and I think some of that is that the elders are preparing you to be that warrior. I can guide you, but I'm only going to go this far because guess what? You need that experience,
right?
Because there's nothing like being in it. There's nothing like being in it and going through it to get to what you need to get to.
Said, I ain't got time for you to be no damn warrior because you ain't going to war. Because I'm not going.
But he was also in protection mode, which unfortunately elders also do too.
Yes.
They cut off certain things because they're trying to protect you from the hurt. Like they didn't teach us French here because they would get beat for speaking French.
Right.
You know. Right. So I think it would,
No, and I agreed so much with him because he is taking those words that George left him with.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Heart. I am the last. I am your only saving grace, Tick. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Well, that didn't last long because good old Letty, being Letty, put him on Front Street. He had no choice but to accept and say, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fine. When we going? And we go into another beautiful moment of Black love, an old romance thing, man versus woman, where there's a little, the packing the car, and there's a little, tension.
That was.
You know, I thought it was cute. That reminded me of some of the old 1950s, 40s love movies. That
every single romantic comedy.
Movie, you know, there was a little bit of a love tension that went on between Tick and Letty, but what really, really drove it home, which I thought was so cool, was seeing the other passengers hopping aboard in the Woody and having Montrose. I love how Montrose looked at him and went, hey, wasn't my idea, but we got company. And you
see her car.
The amazingness of Diana. You see the beauty that is Hippolyta, where it is straight up, y'all going on a trip? Well, guess what? I ain't got shit to do.
Right.
Book is ready. We going on a trip.
And dare you to tell me I'm not coming in that car with y'all asses.
And I love the look between Tick, Montrose, and Letty. When Hippolyta had that smile, she looked so, you can tell she's got ulterior motives.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Right. But she knew y'all up to something.
Yeah, but I loved how she was just, I'm coming.
Right.
Diana's coming.
Right.
Who's
going to the museum? Right.
So we're going to have fun. And to go before that, there is a scene with the contraption that was shown, I think in episode 3.
The Ori.
The Ori.
The
Ori, which is what Christina's looking for, which her ass ain't getting because Hippolyta got it.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
which we saw her taking the other one,
Right.
Well, we saw her looking at it,
and then we find out she took it. And here's where I say representation matters. She's on the phone with her father, and they're talking about the galaxies, the universe.
2 suns.
Yeah. You know, I always want to say it's not astrology. Astronomical conversations.
Yes,
they are having a father and his daughter, not talking about, well, how's your husband? How's this? How's my baby girl? They are literally talking about clusters. They are talking about galaxies,
supernovas.
Supernovas.
Right.
You know, what has 2 suns? Like actual
the Virgo cluster and all.
Astronomy. And this is one of the things that was in the book that I really love, because Hippolyta was a lover of the stars, of astronomy. It was supposed to be her brother, because her dad bought the telescope to get to father and son bond with her brother. But her brother was like, I ain't got time for that shit. Where's my football? Let me go play in the street. So Hippolyta became the son he never had. And the conversation I thought was actually a beautiful conversation. So the Ori is there. It plays a major part Be prepared. We're getting to it. We get in the car. It's time to go to Boston. And just who shows up in front of the damn Woody but a messy bitch?
Tree needed a ride. Y'all leave Tree alone. He needed a ride too. He had holes in different zip codes.
He had an extra hole in a different area code.
Should have caught the bus.
Trailways and Greyhound will get you there the way they shouldn't.
I'm not even mad at Tree though. I'm not mad at Tree.
I'm mad at Tree. I don't like
Tree. Trying to get shit popping for himself by being messy.
Guess what? Tree was doing some bald head whole shit.
Yeah,
in the 1950s. He was.
The first fuck boy.
No, not the first. The known, the shown fuck boy. And I do like the brother that plays him. I like him. I like how he plays Tree. Don't get me wrong. The character is a pain in the ass, but he is needed. He is necessary to drive it home. He hops in the car. They take their trip to Boston. They make it to the museum. And like we said before about Confederate statues or statues of just evil ass people, this is how they idolize their bullshit. This is the hunter telling the tale of the lion, which, if you don't know the old African proverb, until the lion tells the tale, the hunter will always be the hero. Titus Braithwaite is considered a hero. He is considered a great man who's done great things. He, how did they say it? He, what was it with the savages? He,
not colonized.
He wasn't colonized. He civilized the savages. Right. And people are very
savage, civilizing savage.
By killing them all, probably.
Pretty much. Little smallpox here.
Yeah, either accept Jesus as your savior or die.
Right.
And yet they call other people savages. That you know what? Titus Braithwaite, he's a fuckboy. He's a fuckboy.
Titus Braithwaite is a fuckboy on the highest level, in the highest order.
Matter of fact, he's the first fuckboy. Right. Tree. Yeah.
He spreaded his evilness, his colonial ways across the many islands. He did some really cruel shit to the natives that we will see later.
He did some inhuman shit.
But also, now we get to talk about Montrose again, because there are some more revelations.
Thanks to Tree.
Messy bitch.
He don't mind his business, I swear.
To quote the great poet laureate of New Orleans, Buzz Down, Tree, you are truly a stinky, funky, nasty bitch. I can't stand your black ass. You are a cancer that needs to be removed. But I enjoy your cancerous ways because we saw some toxicity in the moment. Toxicity that was checked, but also toxicity that was not checked. Hey, Letty, you want to know why they call me Tree? And I'm like, oh, shit. Here we go. Damn you, Letty. Thank you for doing what you did. You put him in his place on that moment.
Right.
But what he did with Atticus was messed up, because I didn't know he did what he did because, you know, out of spite, you know, telling him to go in the back of the club to go talk to Sammy, and then witness Sammy getting some mouth love from another man. And then now you have.
You didn't catch that, the way he smiled after he sent them.
I didn't notice it. I didn't know he was doing it for that reason.
Yeah, he was messy. I knew something.
He was messy.
Yeah. So I said, look, there's something up with that. Because remember, go back and watch it, how he kind of smiled. He had messy things.
See, I didn't know he was. Yeah.
He's still fine to me, but
good,
The actor is fine. I didn't say the character.
The character, right.
Right, because Tree.
Because y'all saw those arms? Oh, Lord.
Uh-huh.
The rest of that, I said,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Like I'm tall.
Yeah,
She's
that's
like,
No, not really, but I like a fine whether he's short. As long as you're proportionate, I like, you know. And he carries himself. You know, he's not like super.
I'm gonna have to find
skinny.
another movie he in because
because
now
those
I'm
arms,
not there.
I know.
those arms were made to carry enough fuck shit for everyone.
Right.
Oh, messy asshole.
Because he
I
carried
like the actor, not the character.
I know, we get it.
Now y'all should know what this
right
mouth.
now.
This mouth, do y'all think I can survive? Do y'all think
I can separate the artist from the art, but right now,
in this case,
I
can do that,
and I can't stand it. And
no, y'all know I don't put up with fuckboys. Y'all know that.
He's going to get punched in the face.
He's going to get.
Who's going to do it?
Those
I don't
hands.
know. Letty probably
Montrose.
But I think he's going to end up saving the day in some way.
Uncle George coming back from the grave to put.
That's his only retribution because
Uncle George gonna chop Tree down.
There's gonna be a redemption. Tree is gonna do.
He's lying on his dick. He talking about other people's dick.
Tree is that messy aunt at the cookout.
Ashley said he lying on his dick and talking about other people's dick. So he lying.
Yeah, Tree, what's the problem? Are you actually attracted to somebody that we don't know?
Exactly.
Right.
Because you're giving those vibes.
He is that messy aunt at the cookout.
He's gonna be
redeemed. Not your real daddy. That's Tree.
I'm undercover, not so much undercover, pulling for Tree's redemption. I think he's gonna redeem himself in the most fantastic of ways.
He better.
No,
he either gonna redeem himself or he's gonna get punched in the face.
And all I'm gonna say is
that might be his redemption.
And if he pulls what old boy pulled in Watchmen, when I get a full frontal and all that, guess what? Y'all can hate me because I'm gonna be Team Tree.
Speaking of full frontals.
Well, okay, wait, not yet.
I'm just messing.
We ain't full front. You know what?
I'm not swayed by genitalia, no matter how well endowed.
Guess what? Tree might be a
I
victim
like intelligence.
I like
we don't know. Tree might be related to one of the boys.
I want it all. Wait, what?
Tree might be gay himself. We don't know.
Oh yeah, he may
be worried about gay people business.
Exactly. Or he could have been one of Miss Evers' boys and could have been with,
or he wants to paint every man as gay so he can get all the women because that's maybe the only way he can get them.
Probably.
I don't know.
Clearly.
Or he could be a failed reject of the Tuskegee experiment. I don't know. I don't like Tree. I don't like Tree.
That third day.
Okay. For you YouTube
dripping like a faucet.
Watching. Okay, let me, because I don't want it because we're all having fun here. I do not like fuck boys. Let me say that again. But I do,
you gotta make a disclaimer.
I am making a disclaimer. But I do like the aesthetically pleasing actor who portrays Tree.
Yes.
Is that well enough for y'all?
As we can say, as I said it before, we get
those arms.
We know. We're not mad.
And that nice little ass that was back there.
That Tree.
Now, if he has some TT legs with all that upper body, because I don't like that.
He skipped leg day.
Yeah, if he skipped leg day,
a strong crackhead.
Exactly. I'm gonna throw him in the garbage like
He's
y'all.
Shaped like Johnny Bravo. Leave him alone.
Oh, Johnny Bravo.
Not Johnny Bravo. No.
I never did like that. I said, who drew this? That is
right.
Tree.
He would tip over in real life.
Yeah, he's disproportioned, but it's a cartoon. So. Let's leave Tree alone.
Okay,
Tree was messy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Tree's messy.
His messiness has now
but we all
planted
listen to
a
Tree,
seed.
though.
Yep.
Like Ashley said, the messy ones get it popping. They get it popping.
True.
So we'll be right there. Ooh, you messy. We'll be right there earmugging. Yeah.
Because I honestly had no idea until he said what he said about Montrose. And I was like, oh, wait, word? Oh,
wait,
damn.
but you remember, go back to the beginning. Remember when he said the flowers in your hair? That was, I always caught that as Montrose.
But I
talking to him. The art.
But I looked at it as he was an artist that was suppressed, not sexuality being suppressed.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I could see both sides of it.
Well, look at how his dad was. His dad had these clear definitions of who men are, and you got to be X, Y, and
Z. It didn't really click to me until Tree said. I guess because I respond to messiness clearly more than I respond to indirect things.
Right.
I'm
gonna be in your face.
I'm gonna work on that.
No.
But
sexuality, that's good.
But people's sexuality doesn't. It's not shocking to me.
Right.
So when it comes out in subtle ways, I'm like, okay, whatever. But then when Tree messy ass said what he said, and I'm like, you dirty bitch. And then it all fell.
Hashtag fuck Tree. Anyway,
but that's probably why Montrose's dad, besides the generational trauma and abuse stemming from slavery, that he, like he said,
also
George escaped it. Because you know what, I don't even want to get into this, but let's just say I think you are born who you are born to be.
Right.
And that's all I'm gonna say. So if Montrose's dad sniffed that out in him, because a parent knows their child, and it's like, wait a minute, you go against everything that I believe. You're this, you're not even a man, and you're in this white man's world, and you're even less of a man. So he unloaded on him. I could now, and I am no way excusing. You don't put your hands on a fucking child at all.
No,
I do not condone beating any.
Right,
but what I'm saying is, just because, and let me make another disclaimer, just because I say I can not only understand but overstand something does not mean I am empathizing or sympathizing with any abuser. I'm simply saying that I could overstand how someone got to be who they are. Point blank. So don't put in YouTube comments, this bleeding heart liberal, she excuses child beatings and all this, because let me tell you something. I'll call you fucking neck and you want no pieces of me. You want no pieces of Melissa.
Disclaimer, please do not come from Melissa Nua unless she said
because guess what, I'm about, look, and ask it, I'm not a talker, I'm about it. You bring it, I don't talk at all. You bring it in and it's there, it's on and popping. Consequences be damned. Sorry, but
keep them Twitter fingers to yourself.
Put your no limit chain back in your shirt. You don't have to ride the tank. Calm down.
That's my best. He knows I'm not a talker. I whatever I talk is walk, but I just want to say, some people, she's sympathizing with abusers, and that is not.
No, not at all. Not at all. We don't sympathize with fuckery.
Yeah, I'm just saying I understand how people can come to who they are.
Hurt people hurt people. It's plain and simple. So when we look at Montrose now, we can also look at Tick's reaction and Tick's vision now. It's been skewed because of a messy bitch named Tree. Because even looking, the way he looked at Montrose just shaking the security guard's hand is different now. Now it's like, wait a minute. Because
put it on his mind,
Tick had to hurry up and respond. I ain't no sissy. And Tree and messiness continued.
He might as well said no homo, like they say. Some people say.
Right.
Pause. I hate that pause shit. Just speak your mind and stop.
Exactly. Like Melissa just did.
Yeah, like when he did it, Tick had to hurry up and validate his masculinity. I ain't no sissy. Oh, I wasn't talking about you.
Exactly.
But that was his knee-jerk reaction, having that his father.
Right.
And then also Lord being in the army, I'm sure also some things there. So that's just a knee-jerk reaction to just defend himself.
And look at the time period.
1955.
Right. So that was like, you're a pink toe or something. Oh God.
Yeah,
like,
you can't be a fairy. You
Right.
can't be a queer. You can't be any of that. You have to be a man's man. And that's it, and that's all.
I don't even think at the time, if they knew that, you could even join the army. Wasn't that a rule?
It was
you couldn't even be in the army if you were.
You couldn't get caught.
You got caught. I think it was either dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, people were still getting arrested for at this time. They were getting arrested, killed, definitely killed.
So that's why the time frame. That's why I understood Tick reacting in the way he reacted. Like, whoa.
But I looked at, when I saw it, and he, they showed a scene with Tick, with Montrose shaking the hand. Even I went and started thinking, well, yeah, maybe Montrose is gay. Maybe not.
Homeboy,
I had to turn it on and go, and so what? It don't matter.
What does this have to do with the mission?
Exactly.
But he questioned his
daddy. Yeah, he questioned him because he said,
questioned him like, how do you know him?
Oh, I knew him from the club. And it's like, so is Denmark.
But even then he came.
Clubs?
Right.
But Tick even came to his senses even at the end. I think he let that go too, because he rose above it. But
you have to. At the end of the day,
that's your dad too.
Your dad.
Thank you. You almost died 4 times in this episode. It's like,
and as imperfect as he is, he joined your ass on your foolish and crazy on your
right, because he knew he was going anyway.
Exactly. Now, there was a scene, we'll move on. There was a scene that was very loving, very awesome, very black girl magic in so many ways. It was a part of the book, but they wrote it differently, and I loved how they did it. What do you call it? Is it conservatory? where you go and see the stars, and they have
the observatory.
The observatory.
Yes, I love that scene.
That was a very awesome scene between mother and daughter.
Yes.
Hippolyta telling Diane, you see that? See that comet? That's Hera's chariot. I named it. Oh, you did? Well, I named it, but the Astrological Society or the Astronomy Society didn't want a black girl be in the face of naming a comet or any celestial body. So a niece of one of the members got the thing. Well, you should have fought it, Mom. The youthful exuberance, the youthful energy, the fighter telling the youth telling the elder, you should have done this.
Right.
We do it every day. We do it,
and what did she do?
And what did everybody know? She let
everybody
know.
Yes.
And guess what? That's why I love you speak truth to power. It is important that people know. It's not good enough that we know, because the narrative will not change. The truth will be outed. It will set you free.
None of those kids went and said, no, she didn't. She's black.
And that was powerful too.
They all
it was powerful.
Like, oh, really?
Misha stays doing it. She stays doing it.
Right. Well, this actually happened in real life.
Yeah, I read it too.
Yeah, I didn't know this and never heard of it until, when I was reading and, learning
and the beauty of it is.
And I was like, wow, this is.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I read
she missed the timeline, or she couldn't afford to get it there in time.
Right.
So even though she discovered it first, the white lady got the credit.
But that also, and I love how Misha does that, because she takes these historical things as maybe this one incident, but it speaks to the greater thing, because how much black scholarship, how much black literature,
how many unknown things,
because of Jim Crow laws, or because you were kept out of it. And look, let's be real. Let's be real here. How much of that scholarship was stolen too? Because that's a part of it. I am not saying that white people were not on par, because sometimes it was neck and neck. But if you exclude one group, I did it all on myself, or look, their research had nothing to do with mine. So she speaks to that greater thing too. Like, this is the consequence, the horrible, like I said, the strongest reckoning of the insidiousness of a system of chattel slavery. And I'm going to start saying chattel slavery because I think one comment said, oh, slavery existed all over. Motherfuckers, let's hold up. Let's talk about slavery in the Roman Empire too. They gave you a chance to assimilate. It's not the same thing. Chattel slavery,
prisoners of war, is not the same.
Exactly. What you did to African people, i.e., their descendants, Black Americans, is not the same. So I'm going to start saying chattel slavery, so people in your little comment section, Anthony, don't get it twisted.
Oh no, they don't comment.
They like to say, well, every civilization, not the same. Chattel slavery was not the same
indentured
at
servitude.
all. So I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of disclaimers today, y'all, but some of y'all don't want to educate your fucking asses.
Tell them.
Well,
like you said, it has to be told.
Yeah, and
it's education.
True.
It's not
okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Every time y'all say something to that extent, I'm gonna just take that the more you know star, and I'm gonna just change it to
reading is fundamental.
Not even reading is fundamental. Now your ass know. That's what I'm gonna do.
Because you know what,
and
that's
now you
my
know.
thing. Well, that's the fault of a lot of intelligent people, no matter what. We tend to think, because we're intelligent, we give everybody else the same. Some people just know. They're not.
Right.
Exactly. And I've learned
this. And willfully don't.
Yeah, willfully.
I used to say willfully ignorant.
That's the danger. That's dangerous.
Ignorance is no longer
to not know,
allowed.
Right.
Because we're in the information age. Your phone is a computer. Google that shit.
There
so you're just stupid at this point. You just
Google.
don't want. Like my grandmother said, you just don't want.
Right.
So
exactly.
If you don't want, stay over there. Stay stupid.
It's something that we want. We want everybody to like, share, comment, share this thing, subscribe to the channel. Please.
All of that.
You can join in the conversation in the comments. I will make sure to respond. And if it's directed to anyone in the panel, trust me, I will let them know. Please be nice, because
keep it
cute. Because if you want to get ugly, ain't enough plastic surgery.
No, don't let them keep it cute, and especially if it's directed to Melissa.
No, it's not going to be directed. No. We're going to make sure. Make sure.
What was it? Let me quote another movie. What was it? Val Kilmer. What was that? Tombstone. I'll be your Huckleberry. All fucking
Huckleberry.
I'm built for it.
I'll
be
match the energy. We're gonna match
exactly.
this energy.
All the tour guides.
All of it.
So
we're gonna take you to Devon County, right?
Yes. So
sundown.
So now we move on.
Sundown. I love how Kadir is about it too. I love it.
Not everybody's gonna get that sundown, but when the sun goes down, trust me, you do not want to be around. So let's get into the fun part of this episode. The
Indiana Jones.
The Indiana Jones.
That little beautiful black boy telling us what this episode was going to truly be about. He was giving us, he was foreshadowing with his book, Journey to the Center of the Earth. And now we get into the Indiana Jones style, the Alan Quatermain style kind of stuff, the Lost Cities of Gold type stories.
Goonies.
Goonies. Instead of One-Eye Willie, we are going for the treasures of old tyrant ass Titus. And we find out there is some gadgetry that has to be used, which was so cool. The moonlight reflecting off of certain parts.
That was fun. Yep.
Yeah, it was truly Indiana Jones style.
The mummy.
The mummy. All of those things were just out there for us, for our consumption, for us to enjoy. And we had to be 100% black in it because
and I loved it.
Where Tick goes down, Tick is looking, Tick is being, the Indiana to it. He's dusting, he's observing.
Such a man.
Letty, being Letty, is like, I ain't got time for you bullshit.
Right.
I'm coming down. Here's the map.
Right.
Montrose is being black, dad,
and old,
and old,
and the reluctant one, like
the reluctant,
and how most black people would have reacted if he had crossed that damn bridge.
He's the audience,
right? Like Melissa was just gonna sit my ass there. I'll see y'all on the other side when y'all get back.
Yeah.
And if you did not laugh or think, oh my goodness, this is how my granddad or my dad would be going down a road.
Exactly.
Cursing all the way down.
All the way down.
God damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, God. Damn it, God.
And falls
flat on his ass. That was just joyous. I laughed the whole time. I think I rewound it like maybe 5 or 6 times just to hear him curse all the way down. With every knot he touched on the rope, he cursed. He got on the ground, he cursed.
Slow motion too.
His motion to it, that he was just angry. He was
old man Montrose.
Yeah, he was not having it. But for his son, regardless of the hell that he's putting Tick through and the hell Tick gave him back in return, I'm gonna be there for my son because I am the father. I am his protector. I don't care how old you are. I am the father. You are the child. I'm coming. Letty, once again, to hell with it all. I'm coming too.
Right.
And we have the puzzle solving. Which tunnel should we go through? They go through the tunnel. Well, life ain't no crystal stairs and life ain't easy because you ain't getting these words just like that. Because high tide, moon tide, or moonrise, moonset is happening and the tides are coming and the water is rising and we get this is Goonies, dead bodies in the water, skeletons everywhere.
You have to stick your hand in something.
It was creepy as hell.
I think that's one of my neighbors.
Yeah. Which also something we did forget and I forgot to mention.
That tunnel.
The tunnel. Last week's episode.
Yeah.
There are tunnels. Hyper tunnels.
Underground,
Underground tunnels that can get you from Boston to Chicago in a matter of minutes.
Right.
And when the tide rises, the bodies come. And we see one of our old friends from the Winthrop house who got steamed with a light vinaigrette in death, sprinkled with death. And Letty, just being Letty. Oh my Lord, I think that's one of my neighbors. I couldn't stop laughing. It was so fun to see. And I posted this on Twitter on a podcast that I listen to that I highly recommend everyone should listen to. For All Nerds, I'll put it in the comments. Amazing DJ Ben Amin, Tatiana King Jones. Amazing podcast. If you're blurred, check them out. I posted it on their thing and I'm like, can we get Sony just to say to hell with this Uncharted movie and get an adventure movie with Tick Montrose and Letty?
Right. Oh, I told you
I would watch it every time. Yes. I will put it in my. It'll be a beyond a hood film. It'll be a classic adventure. Yeah, right. Misha has to be a part of it. It would be an amazing adventure film. I think
the accuracy of the reaction.
Yes, right. Would be truly black people.
Yes,
100% black folks.
Yes,
I'm cursing all the way to get this treasure.
Right. You know what was interesting?
Your superhero ass is cutting up.
How was there an elevator there? Okay. That was so weird.
That's why you have to go back to episode 3. When the elevator closed by itself and it went down, if you notice on the earth or the ground, whatever, there were letters of Adam. There were markings that lit up.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So you had
the same elevator.
The same elevator.
Oh, okay.
Magic. Magic. Yeah. Okay. So also if you watch Godzilla King of Monsters, they talk about hypertunnels where the hollow earth, where there are tunnels that will take you to certain areas on the earth in matters of, maybe an hour.
Yay, Godzilla.
Yay. Japanese people got it right.
They're crazy as hell, but
Hey, I love them. Hey,
I love Japanese people. That's the thing. That's some crazy. Folks. They are their imagination.
Yes.
Their horror. I'm like, whoa.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But this wasn't horror. This was a good, awesome, old school adventure film.
It was. It really was.
Once we get to
there is some
you better catch
that
moment.
That was hilarious.
I love him.
Oh man!
How many of us would have jumped though? Like
not me.
Right.
I wouldn't either.
I'll catch y'all on the other side.
He dropped the bag.
Yeah. I would have stayed right there. Like I can't do it.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm going back.
I'm letting the race down. I can't do
it. Yeah. What I did love.
I gotta live to tell. I gotta live to tell.
Yeah.
Letty was strong enough to say, "I'll go first." But it was the moment.
After they talked her into it,
Yeah. Well, you small. You can do this.
Well, but not that my generations, you're a slave, this and that, not in all those horses. He said,
which I love. Which I love. Because that reminds me,
so funny.
If you ever watch any of those old adventure films, the older guy would always talk about how great my family was in adventuring, and they knew how to do all these cool things that never failed. It never broke. This knot was carried from slavery all the way down to my black ass in 1955, and it'll hold your little bird ass. Get on that plank and get to walking. You will be fine.
Hit the button of the things So disclaimer here. If you ever find yourself in a situation, folks, and someone tells you a story like that, do not fucking believe them.
Believe them. Right.
Believe them. Because did Letty fall? No, she didn't. Did that rope
she was
break?
Like, what's going on over there?
You're right. Didn't fall. In that big swinging axe, she
found a way. She got through it. But
and they need Montrose to unlock the door.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have happened. Yeah.
Which once again, now more truths are coming out.
Oh,
how do you know these things? How do you know it all? And lo and behold, he finally, after the argument of
he had to
because when he told him, "Oh, is this how they teach you in the army? To leave your people behind?" And that caught Tick off guard. That unleashed
out of line.
Right.
Which once again, I think that is a seed that is being planted. We're going to see some more about what happened in Korea during the conflict. But to see him finally just let it be known, I am not you.
Right.
I think that was Tick finally letting Montrose know, I will never leave anyone behind. I am not you. I will not abuse anyone. I will not I will not hold someone back. I am not you. And I trust more than you ever will. So step back, old man. Shut the fuck up, old man. Because the boy that you raised would never do anything that you just spoke of. And Montrose had to finally just break down and say everything.
Right.
George told me I needed to protect you. I had the bylaws. I know the book. So where is it? I burned it. He was a lot about it too.
Right.
I burned it because I am your protector. I don't care how. And once again, this is why I love Montrose in that sense. He's not gonna let Tick not say grow up. He knows Tick is a man, but he's not gonna let him go into the lion's den without a spear and a shield or without a gun. You're not going into war unprotected. And if burning the book is a way of protecting you and keeping,
which I thought was,
which
I actually agree with him burning the book. He had the knowledge. He kept it right there.
Right.
It's right up in my head. I will do what's necessary to keep you safe. I am the last. I am your protector now. Uncle George did his thing. Could be your daddy. We're not going to go there.
Right.
But I am here to protect you. I'm going to keep you from doing something stupid. Well, that didn't matter. Foolish and crazy, kept it going. Right. And when we see the elevator and the moment of the revelation of, oh my goodness, that's Hiram's elevator. Hiram was a part of the order. He was looking for Titus's pages. Tick goes into full superhero mode. Getting the elevator is too dangerous. And once again, Leticia fucking Lewis breaks it down. Your daddy was kidnapped by these bastards. I was killed by these bastards.
Right.
It ain't just you. It is, you are not the center. And I love how she said it. You are not the center of the fucking universe.
Yeah.
And she storms off, fully right in what she said. Fully right. Because yes, she pushed herself to get on to go with him. That is true. But she went through hell just like you did.
She got a white lady showing up on her porch.
Yeah, the devil is at my doorstep.
I'm not going to just sit back and let you handle it. I'm coming too, because I want this lady gone as well.
There you go. The devil is at my doorstep, and I'll be damned if I let it in. So it is no longer hero, damsel in distress. We are equal in this one. Never was, mind you.
Not in this story.
As strong of a man you are, I am as strong of a woman I am. We are equal. We are in this together. We fight together. We ride together. We die together. Letty and Tick for life. There's another show that should happen. But Montrose. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. That scene when Montrose was like looking at Tick and then he goes through the water, that cracked me up.
Right.
Like you could tell he was cold.
Well, it's like Montrose told George in episode 2. She's a woman. You can't tell what to do. She is that woman. And what I loved was seeing the father and son moment. The father telling his son how to handle a woman. Not in this grab her by the arm and tell her what to do.
That was a tender moment.
That was a very loving moment because you saw that Montrose's dad actually had somewhat of a soft side. He really, as many would say, as toxic as his dad probably was, he was a human being. He still had emotions, still loved his wife, still loved his son, regardless, of the things
he was still that little boy that they tried to beat out.
Right. And the whole thing of have a love song ready for your wife. When she starts to fussing, by the time you finish singing that love song in your head, you can get to the good stuff, which is the loving. You could get to the loving.
Because all that fussing is just a whole lot.
That is. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told y'all, listen to Uncle George. God damn it. Men, listen to Montrose for this simple moment. He may be mad at you, but she ain't gonna be mad at you forever. Listen to your woman. Let her go off. Let her blow that steam because you probably did something fucking stupid. Yes, I can admit it. I've done dumb shit. I have been yelled at. I don't yell back. I usually laugh at y'all when y'all fussing at me. I don't know why.
Which
makes it worse. Yes, it does. But who gonna pop me?
Because you want to knock that block off the head. You know?
Right.
You
A two-piece. A two-piece. It's a two-piece.
Guess what? You better bring the pepper.
We're not condoning violence either here, folks. I'm just saying we feel like it.
This is black folk. This is black folk talk. Trust me.
I'm a big silent.
There you go. My silence is deadlier than my fist. But
no, I'm not going to incriminate myself right now.
Exactly.
I caught.
I don't have.
He didn't catch it, but I know you.
It's okay. But when you go to jail, I'll put $5 on your commissary. You can get them Cheetos.
She ain't going to jail.
I ain't incriminated myself.
You got an army. Got an army.
But what I really I thought that was a really awesome moment. I thought that was a real sweet moment. It was cool to see Tick look at his dad differently because that reaction.
Yeah.
You know, when he said, "Oh well, Mama knew how to work you," he said, "Yeah." You know, of course. She knew. Women understand it. Men get it together. Go ahead. You're gonna screw up. We're men. We're made to screw up.
Like I said, men are short-sighted.
We're very short-sighted.
To see a bigger picture.
Yeah, we see what's in front of us. Totally understandable. We don't see what's around us. But
there are a few amongst you who do.
I mean, I try to, and then I'm just like, oh, this is boring. Let me keep looking forward.
Okay.
So I love that moment.
Women see into the multiverses.
Yes, right. Okay. Once again, you are the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We get it. All right, Doctor Strange. We're gonna keep it going. We get to another adventure movie plot. I'm gonna ask y'all, was that arm Hiram's? I think that was Hiram Winthrop's arm.
I didn't exactly catch it. I knew it was his place.
That
was in the door. Because if you go back
in the thing, he was missing. Yeah, he was missing an arm.
If you look at his ghost, I think he was missing an arm.
Yeah, I think so.
In episode 3, I'm gonna go back, but there is an arm, just chilling in the cut, stuck in the door, and you have the conversation again. What the hell's going on? This is some crazy shit. What are you doing? And yes, Tick is the key to it all. But to quote Christina, yes, his blood is deemed that way, but he's not everything. He's not that important. Once again, dumbing down, demeaning us, black men, or with the divide and conquer of black women, we should stand as a united front against the dumb man. Okay, whatever, bitch. But that is just me. That's how I feel about it. But we get through it. He sticks his arm in. It actually works. I did laugh when it cut his arm, when it cut his finger to get the blood. That was a horrible moment.
Not how it's supposed to work.
Right.
He's like, but wait.
Yeah, Montrose was like, "Oh no, wait." Letty screaming. He's like, hold on, y'all. Hold on. This is working. Takes his arm out. I thought the thing was going to drop. The water's going to drain. It's going to be this majestic kind of room. But a damn rope ladder falls.
Right. All of that. Good thing. I like that. It fit in more.
Yeah.
True.
But it was so fun. But of course, with the high tide, the water and everything, why would you? Yeah, it made sense.
Right.
We go up. We're truly in the Goonies because now we're in a damn old ship.
Booby traps.
Booby traps. That's what I said. Booby traps. Data. It's a booby trap. That's what I said. Booby trap. Right. I really wanted Montrose to be my Data in this one. I wish he could have been Data. But he's not ready. He's too old and he's too black for the foolish.
Right.
So we see lots of corpses, lots of dead bodies. Some were disturbing, especially the woman corpse that was holding the baby. Which once again, go back to fucking episode 3, and that was a really messed up situation. and we finally find the treasure. Titus's word pages, which comes from the book of names that he got to got translated. But there's a corpse holding it. And let's be honest here. We know this ain't black people because black people ain't touching no dead shit. We know this. We ain't doing it. Like the haunted house. The ghost say hello, we say goodbye. A dead person holding something, that motherfucker needed it. Let them have it. They can have it.
That means
Don't
it's not
need
mine.
this.
Right.
Who went for it? Was it Tick or Montrose? I think
Montrose.
He went for it first. And doing that set off a booby trap. But not just any booby trap.
Literal boobies.
Literal boobies.
I laughed so hard at that scene. I was just like, when she's like, ah!
Right.
She waking
Do that
up.
again.
She was in the Matrix. The bullets were coming. She was just like, no.
I was like, and it took her a lot longer to materialize.
Like,
so I'm like, how long is she gonna be breakdancing?
They're just standing there. Like,
all I was hoping for, since y'all were playing Rihanna, y'all were playing contemporary music.
Right.
Why was nobody thinking about Vincent Price from Thriller at this moment? Why were they not playing Thriller? Oh yeah, because
that would have been key.
Mike would have been like, hey, look,
the budget.
That budget would have that's beyond HBO would have told them, y'all better get out of here. Y'all better find somebody to hum it.
No.
You know. I was I was just looking at it like, ooh. I thought it was a man at first. But then here come the breasts, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's a woman. Then you go further down south. And I just went, she got a dick. Hermaphrodite. Okay. Okay. This is Lovecraft country. I'm going to let this ride. Where are we going?
right.
And we realized that Titus was messing with, I think it's the Arawak tribes. And he did some did some white man shit. He just did some colonial shit. Some devious, low down, dirty bullshit. So the story is being told by her in her native language, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And Tick, because of his, his specialness, his blood, he can decipher and understand. And he tells the tale that, once again, as in any colonialized country, it's all good. It was all good for, about a week ago, and then things switched. Titus shows up to her land. He's looking for her because of the fact that she has both sets of genitalia. She is of two spirits, right? Man and woman. Perfect, the perfect human, basically.
Right.
And
which I have to stop real quick because I looked that up too. That is actually, as we were saying earlier, Native American. That is not something that was made up for the show. They have actually always culturally said that. Two spirits.
Two spirits.
It wasn't looked down upon or anything like that. That is actually, I know most people would call it hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
When the hermaphrodite is not a bad word because there are people who are born with both sets.
Yeah.
But Native Americans have always recognized it. As a matter of fact, they actually, I think, say that that's a gift. It's a greatness or something. I didn't read too much into it, but it's called two spirit, and I actually like that.
Which is also a precursor to something we're about to give a hot take on, because while this is going on, we have not, and this is my fault, we have not talked about the greatness of this ebony vixen known as Ruby.
No.
Oh yeah, I figured we was gonna get there.
We gonna get there, but
I may not get there with you, y'all, because I got to get on the road. But Lord, yes, that part.
Okay, so we know now Titus shows up. He needs the book of names to be decoded. Yahima, I think that's how she pronounced her name. Yahima is the one who can decode it because of her gift. The two spirits, one, bam, she's got powers. She's a magical native. our magical indigenous woman. But what I love is how she says it. At first, everything was good. Titus was, him and his men were being good to us. They treated us respectfully. But she noticed something: greed. She noticed his greed and his lust for power.
Right.
And I love how she said, I never seen people who were so greedy and hungry for that power. And what does Titus do? When she said, I can no longer decode and do this for you, he slaughters her whole tribe without her knowing at first. And he gives her a promise: you decode this for me, you can be with your family, you can be with your tribe. And lo and behold, he does something so heinous. He makes her, he doesn't even kill her. He puts her in stasis to where her body rots and decays. And 9 out of 10, from looking at her transformation, you can hear the pain of her becoming whole again.
He entombed her.
He entombed her.
He entombed her with her dead. She said, he kept his promise.
Right. He didn't say they had to be alive. You get what you made a deal with the devil.
Right.
And because of that, she declines to help Tick them because, like Tick said in the library, it's time for us to proliferate our weapons, to get our stockpile of weapons. Let me learn this stuff so I can protect everybody that I love, to get the Braithwaites out of my life, or out of our whole life. So sadly, she says no, but they got to get the hell out of Dodge, because even though she said no and sat down, when they went to grab the letters, the pages, booby trap. Water comes in, breaks through the glass, things are flooding up. Gotta love that Tig decides to save Yahima. Great move. They find a way to get back into the elevator. The pages slip. Old school adventure. If you've seen Indiana Jones or anything of its ilk,
Letty gotta save the day.
Letty gotta save the day. Letty goes back, grabs the pages.
Could run, swim, swing a bat. Like, she just superhero.
And then there's the kiss, the romance.
The romance. Yeah.
The real life romance. Like,
which
died
was
again.
Right. Which was cut short because Yahima was like, y'all ain't gonna be kissing in this moment. Here's a screech. He becomes a siren.
A siren.
Oh, and I'm sorry. That lick Tick gave her.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I'm sorry. That was some What's Love Got to Do with It ass whipping there. That was
But it was so necessary. Like,
it was necessary.
What did you do when somebody screeched like that?
Pretty much explode your head.
You know what? I don't condone violence against women, but if I gotta save every damn body, bitch,
hey, she got two spirits.
He punched the man spirit.
Thank you,
the man spirit.
Good dear, good justification. He punched the man's side.
And he didn't have to say nothing. But if he did, well, I might have hit the man. That's all I can say about that. The dude got knocked out, not her. So it's okay. It was 2 men, mano y mano. He got dropped.
But even if it was her shit, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So we're gonna stop there.
Supernatural anyway. You get punched.
Right. Exactly.
Let's stop there. Let's talk about good old Ruby. Let's talk about the things that happened to her. We know from episode 3, she wants that job from Marshall Fields. Yes. She ain't gonna stop till she get that job from Marshall Fields. And guess what? Her ass got stopped.
Token black girl.
They got their token black girl. But here's where I said it wasn't the color side of it now. I think it's more about Ruby's appearance and Ruby's age. I think there was ageism as well as, I think ageism played a part because that girl that they hired was very young. She was very girlish. She was just young. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I know race played with it, but
I think it's all of it. Right. Just because it's not like it can be just only racism. Yeah, it was racism. It was ageism. It was, shaming, body shaming. It was all of that. But you better believe that race was the base. Because look at the conversation she had with
William.
old boy, William.
Yes.
And how she said, you know what, if I was you, I wouldn't even have Right.
Okay.
So race, and there are other things that were compounded, but race was a base, and all these other things compounded that as well. So,
but when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, yeah, we got race. That's understandable. But for her to see this younger girl doing the job that she knows, holy shit, I can do better. And then to find out she just got the job. So we know Ruby sent her resume. Ruby sent her application.
Right. Been trying.
Right. So sadly, she didn't get the job. But now we get the Ruby I fell in love with.
But Aunt, can I say something real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Singing the blues. I know, hold on. One thing I will say, and I don't know if that was purposely done, they sure didn't introduce colorism into it because that was a brown chick.
Yeah.
That got the job.
Yeah, darker skin sister. Props on that. Word.
It was younger, smaller. Ruby.
Right.
Yeah, I do agree with the body and the race, but
I still liked how Ruby walked in there though with confidence.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
She came in there ready to strike. But when she saw the girl at the counter, she had to kind of do a double take. She had to pull herself away from it and then like, okay, what do I do now? All right, I need to find out what's going on because you weren't here yesterday. You weren't here the week before. So I need to know everything.
She got the job on a whim.
She got the job on the whim, and she was so carefree about it.
Yeah.
Still should have turned in that damn resume though. That's the only thing I didn't like. I still would have, defeated or not. I'd have marched my ass right up in there. Here you go. Because you know what? I know who you are, but show me who you are.
Exactly. So
show me again. So there's no doubt in my mind, bitches.
Right.
And I just find it very hard to reconcile Ruby's respectability thing with her actually waiting on white people in this. Like I find that hard for her character to do that. So I don't know if she would actually have been successful in that. Now, mind you, I understand we bilingual and we're code switching. We have a doctorate in code switching, especially then, I'm sure, as to now. But I just find it hard that she would have even been able to function. But maybe I'm comparing her too much to the sister than who she actually is. Maybe she does tone it down or, bring it down for them to be comfortable.
Well, I think she would have survived until that delusion blew up in her face like it did when she saw what went on in the house. So I agree with you, Ashley. She would have survived to a point. And then something would have happened and said,
it would have triggered.
I got my card again. So there we, it would have, the respectability politics that she was trying to play would have continuously it would have punched her in the face continuously.
Okay. So let's fast forward because we know.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we're going to fast forward because you have a tour you have to do and get on the road for. So,
like 2 minutes, y'all.
Let's hurry up. We get to the bar. She has her moment. She's singing her blues. No one claps. She lets it be known. Well, fuck y'all too.
Fuck y'all too.
And she meets the devil.
Woo!
She meets good old William.
Let him and fucked him.
And before the the moment, we see William in a little fisticuffs. But there's something, that's why I say when we see Yahima, it's sort of like a foreshadowing of what's to come and a hot take about a certain Christina and William, because we see Christina get followed. She goes into her fancy house. Seconds, maybe a minute later, here comes William. William gets the whipping ass. William says Miss Braithwaite does not like to be followed. And that is the moment I yelled, and y'all did probably too. Them motherfuckers is one and the same. Christina and William are one and the same. And then seeing Yahima brings it home. Who's to say Titus didn't come up with spells
to split them,
split, not to take his daughter,
two
spirits, to find some cuckoo spell that can change a woman into a man into a woman. And when we get to Ruby talking to William, I think this is another foreshadowing of, if I was in your skin, I just have to walk. I don't have to do the rat
Mm-hmm.
race.
Mhm.
And William goes and tells her something that I had a long conversation with a good friend of mine, Wendy Bridges. We had an hour-long conversation about it. He promised her everything and more.
Mm.
And I
Sounds like
basically
the
said,
devil.
Amen,
there we
dear.
go.
There
And
you
I
go.
basically said, this is where it all goes to shit.
I'll
Because
promise you everything, but I'm gonna consume your soul.
there it is. And
Fucked.
consume he did.
Yeah, they fuck. Oh, and they fuck. Did they fuck?
Whew.
Yeah.
And you know what? And wait, I gotta say this.
Way to go, William.
I actually, I like how Misha, how she does things, the dichotomy of everything. You see, because I picked up in the store that it was more than just the color too. It was the body shaming, things like that. But then in a couple of scenes later, you see this woman be allowed her full sexuality, her gorgeousness. Right. How many times have you seen a bigger woman be allowed? It was gorgeous.
Right.
I was cheering. Like, they're not asexual beings. They're sexy. They have confidence. And I fucking give her props for that, because that woman was gorgeous, and she was and it wasn't tawdry, it wasn't anything. It was
it wasn't.
He was flipping that ass over.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I thought, I'm glad she gave her that moment.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was beautiful.
Jill Scott taught us this.
I didn't like that she was fucking the devil, but hey.
Right, but
look, sometimes you got to make a deal with the devil to get.
Fuck the devil?
There you go. Yeah, we always got to deal. Sometimes you got to go through hell to come out right.
That's
and
true. That's true.
we saw a moment of, and the reason why I say way to go, William, is because I wasn't cheering his bitch ass on. I'm mad. I'm good and mad. It's not because he's white. It's because he got Ruby. I want my Ruby.
I knew you were gonna say
I love my Ruby. Ruby, my boo.
So the mind fuck is, this is actually Christine.
Yeah. Well, it's both of us.
Could be.
It's a threesome.
It's a threesome. I think they're the same
two
person.
entities?
No. Same person.
Same brain.
Same brain.
Just a different body.
It's David Banner. It's Bruce Banner and the Hulk. It's still a threesome. It could be multiple personalities.
Because two spirits are hermaphrodites. So guess what? That is still a threesome. I'm gonna stand by that.
But I don't think in birth. I think in spell. Because I think it's a spell.
Christine's consciousness just as
exactly.
Just as exactly. Because listen to what she's always talking about, how she can't get into the club because I'm not a boy. She wants to be the man to get in.
Which was reinforced with the police, what's his name, the sergeant.
With good old Lancaster,
No cunts were allowed.
Right, no cunts were allowed. So, and we did see Lancaster and his cronies again. Pieces. So if she's got a spell for that, and I read the book. Next week's episode, because listen to what William said about a butterfly and a cocoon, a caterpillar to a cocoon, to truly live out what you really want. I'm going to promise you everything. I'm going to give you everything you've asked for, or you're asking for. You want that white skin? Maybe. Or to quote the great Mr. Johnson from The Color Purple, could be not. Who's to say? We will see next week on that note. So
can you imagine Letty's face and Tick's face when they see that?
Well, and that's the thing.
It looked like Ruby going around poisoning all them white people.
Well, Ruby was serving something, child.
And Ruby is over there. But you know what? I also thought of Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. But listen, for real, love y'all. On that note, I gotta go.
Love you too.
Go on tour.
Be safe.
And now there were 3. So, and we're basically coming to the end of the episode. Right. But with Ruby and William, and I have a strong feeling with the previews from episode 5, this is from the book. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. There is going to be some Freaky Friday stuff. If you've never seen Freaky Friday, they did it back in the 70s or 60s or 70s. And then they did it again with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh. There's some Freaky Friday stuff about to happen in the next episode. But to finish out this episode with Ruby and the whole Ruby situation, the respectability politics got thrown out the window. Big time. big time. And from my understanding, they just went away because of the fact that she worked hard. She was trying her hardest. She was doing everything. But at the end of the day, she could not show them she is Ruby. She is, this, that, and the other. So now she has to look at it as, well, yeah, it is my skin. But if I had the complexion for the protection, peace, shout out to Brother Paul Mooney. If I had the complexion for the protection, the complexion for the connection, I don't have to run. I don't have to race against my own. I can easily walk in, get what I want, and the world will be a better place. So the question you have to ask yourself is, even now, as a Black person, as a person of color, is white right? Would you trade? Would you make that deal to be in their skin, to get that privilege? Is the privilege everything it's cracked up to be? And that's what Ruby, I think, is alluding to. And with William hearing that, oh, okay, well, I can give you what you want. I can give you Marshall Fields. I can do this for you. And I think that's why I say Christina, William, same person, spell Ron Mahaff. If you're an anime fan, go watch Ron Mahaff. And I think it's gonna get offered to Ruby. You want to be you want that white power, you want that privilege. Okay, we'll give it to you. So that'll be next episode. So we're giving you a precursor to it. But to end this episode, boy, that was some shady shit. Shady. Slim Shady. Shady Acres. Just shade. We get back to Chicago. There are two things. They're back in Chicago. Miraculously, but there is magic involved. The words of Adam and things like that. Yeah, magically back home. We no longer know where Tick might have made it to Philadelphia, hopefully with his bitch ass. Diane.
Tree.
Yeah, Tree.
Oh yeah, Tree. I'm sorry. Ooh, sorry, Tick. You're the good person. How can I confuse a good person with a pile of shit? Tree might have made it to Philadelphia with his bitch ass.
Shit about Tree.
Yeah, whatever. I hope he fell in the Schuylkill River. Right. People from Philadelphia know what I'm talking about. We get a quick little scene with Diana and Hippolyta, which was so crazy. How did they get to Chicago so fast?
Right.
And you see Hippolyta on the wheel. She looked like her grip is so tight she'll rip that steering wheel out the car.
She's not crazy.
She's not crazy. Right. And she notices the map that was George's, and she notices Diana's drawings, and she sees the Grim Reaper, and she sees Artem in Devon County circled, the namesake of this show. Welcome to Devon County. And now the story that seems incomplete will probably come to a
Sorry.
Was that R. Kelly?
No.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. So
it was an alarm. Sorry.
That alarm was like, wait a minute. So they are taking a trip to Devon County.
Right.
Diana and Hippolyta, because Hippolyta is like, I ain't about that shit. I'm about to go find out what the deal is and what really happened to my husband. I need the truth. Right. And next episode.
Oh, that worries me. That worries me. She and the baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be some craziness. But the final scene is the scene that I wanted to I wish I could have punched Montrose.
I know.
Like Tick punch Yahima.
I think it's for a reason.
It's for a reason.
Right. I don't want to believe he's as sinister as that action was.
But it was so well, it was sinisterly done and so well shot. Just the fact of how he played it off. Tick, go go get you some rest, man. You know, that was a good little father-son bonding.
Yeah.
And
it's about to go to shit.
And it went left hardcore, because now we know Yahima cannot speak anymore because of a curse that Titus put on her, because of the pages were taken away from her. So now she's a full-blown siren. So now all she does is a high-pitched squeal, but they're going to try and teach her some sign language, and hopefully she can decipher the pages.
Right.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
I know.
Because Montrose Freeman decided Yahima had to go.
But can she be killed?
We don't know yet.
Good one.
You never know.
I don't believe nobody is dead.
Yeah, because she was practically desiccating.
Because this is
in that boat.
And
Exactly.
She did the little, you know.
Yeah, she was pop locking, dropping.
Yeah,
she was.
You know, I thought she was like, I was waiting for her to do like
maybe
turbo.
That's how you unlock her voice or something.
Maybe so.
Who knows? Montrose. Who knows what Montrose is on?
Montrose,
so
that's genius.
I think it was for a reason.
Because he did say, "I'm sorry, but this has to happen."
Right.
And he, you know,
offed her.
Gave her a little smile on her neck, and for now she dead. Her gone. You know, we don't know, but that's how the episode ends. And what was fun and adventurous went right back to being dark as fuck. Thank you, Misha Green. Thank you for that, sis.
Can't nobody rest in this.
No, there is no resting. But it was such a great episode. I thought it was well written. Everybody did their business. Questions were answered, and then questions were given.
Right.
You know, and next week we already gave somewhat of a foreshadowing. It's gonna be some caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly shit coming. And Ruby, this is a Ruby-centric episode. And like I said, because I read the book, I have a strong feeling, but Misha Green has been messing with me. So I am not even going to say I know what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't care anymore about it. I don't care to know. I just love what you just ride the wave till we get to the shore of understanding. And I have to give, we didn't grade the episodes, but I really got to say, so far, this is definitely a strong episode. It was fun. It was adventurous. More truths were coming out, more understanding.
The meat of the story and what they need to do. Yeah.
And if the only question you came up with is Montrose gay? Obviously, you haven't watched the full episode. It doesn't matter. It really does not. It will drive it. Yes, it does. It is a part of his character, but it's not the driving force of what's going on. It's cool to have, is he or isn't he? That's cool. Will they touch on it? Probably so. They have every right to say, yeah, we left that Easter egg there, we left that nugget, but we're not going to go any further with it.
Well, and I think that speaks to the character of the creators also, because like I said, sexuality is not scandalous. It just is what it is. So it shouldn't be a central story to they got other shit to deal with other than or slept or whatever. So they get killed at least 3 times, or almost killed it at least 3 times each episode. They got bigger fish to fry than kissing at night. So I'm glad that that's the take on how they're delivering whatever information. Now it is pertinent to his trauma, his childhood trauma. So of course it bears mentioning, but as far as it being scandalous, especially I think that was Tree's little black ass character.
Yeah, that was his little messy moment.
Bullshit. Exactly, like lies and bullshit. So whatever. But I'm glad that they're not making this the scandalous question of the show. It should just be it ties to who he is as a person and his personal trauma and what he has to deal with that lends to his character. But other than that, it's not pertinent to getting still rolling.
We should take it. We should just take it just how Craig's mama took the invite from Miss Parker when Miss Parker told her to call her. Okay.
Right.
That's all you need to do. Oh, Montrose gay? Okay. And keep it moving. Go in the house.
But I love, like I said, speaking to the creators, how they're even viewing even Letty's sexuality.
Yeah.
They didn't overtly say she was a virgin. It came out and got the story moving.
Right. It came out naturally.
Their characters bonded, you know.
Right.
So I love how things are just not so overtly in your face, but still lend to the characters, not the story itself. So I'm loving that they're unfolding the way they are.
You know, the crazy thing is, I thought this recording would be super short because 4 might not have been like episode 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
You didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it was gonna be so deep. Boy, was I wrong. Because there was so much to pick out of this show. It's just, this is what you have when you have great writing and a great story with a great cast, developing who actually love, who probably truly love playing these characters and love the story and gonna put 100% into it to make you continue to watch. I want to give one big shout out to Miss Journey Smollett Bell, who on Twitter, she was talking about the swimming scene, on how the water was so ultra chlorinated that she couldn't see. So she kind of kept banging her head on the set when she was doing a solo swim. And it's a picture of her with a I guess it was a little bag of ice on her forehead because it was bruised. That is love for your craft when you're going to sacrifice your body and say, you know what, screw it, I'll do the swimming, don't get a stunt person. So shout out to her. But we are now coming to the end. Why? Because the sun is going down, and we all know that Devon County is a sundown county. So before I tell you it is time for your ass to leave, before we end this, I want to dedicate this episode to my cousin Abby Francis, who sadly passed away on September 11th due to complications from that bullshit ass coronavirus, COVID-19. And I want folks to really pay attention to what I'm about to say, because this is not anger. This is not me being preachy. This is not me being frustrated or angry black man shit. I want y'all to have some common fucking sense now. You should have had it from the jump. You should have had it from the get-go. People who are not, every time we end this show now, wash your hands, wash your feet, wash your ass, wear a damn mask. Wear a mask. My cousin was an essential worker. She drove buses for the city of Lafayette, where I am located. Not saying that that's how she contracted the virus, but I'm likely sure that is how she got the virus. And sadly, she was not able to fight it, but she is in a better place. And I know it's a horrible thing to say, especially for her daughters, because they're missing their mom. Just like many of us who have lost family members, parents, it's going to hurt. It's always going to hurt. Your parent is your friend. Your parent is your parent. They are the first ones to love you. They are the first ones to teach you. And it is very hard to say goodbye. But I ask, no, I don't even fucking ask. I don't even demand. I'm just telling y'all, be considerate of your fellow American. Cut the bullshit out with the infringing on my rights. I have a right to be healthy. I have a right to breathe, clean air as well. I have a right to hopefully not get sick because of your stupid negligence, your willful ignorance. Chill out with all of that. Wear a mask. If you don't like the mask because it's ugly, bedazzle that bitch. Write how you feel on your mask. Let the mask be your mouthpiece. If you're a maggot, put all your maggot ideology on it. If you don't know what a maggot is, it's a Make America Great Trump supporter. Put that on there. Do what you got to do. but have some consideration for those who are immunocompromised. And it's not just about obesity. Yes, obesity is a major factor. Everybody, get your health up, straight up, get your immunity system up. But there are folks who are born who are immunocompromised and may not have the power to fight this damn virus. So I'm asking nicely, I'm telling you nicely, but I'm also being very vehement by saying it. Get over your fucking egos. Get off your patriotic high horse. Wear a damn mask. Be considerate of essential workers. Be considerate of the people who have to get up and can't have the luxury of staying home and being isolated from the dirty ass air. Have some fucking compassion. Keep my cousin and her family in your prayers. Keep the folks who have lost their lives from this fucking virus in your thoughts and prayers. Keep those who have passed away, who were killed in 9/11, in your prayers. Matter of fact, keep those who were unjustly taken by fucked up cops who were taken off this planet for bullshit reasons. Keep them in your prayers and thoughts. And with that, I will say, arrest the cops who killed Trayford Pellerin. Arrest the fucking cops who killed Breonna Taylor. Make sure they convict the shit out of the cops who killed George Floyd. Arrest the cops who is it Jacob Blake? Arrest their asses, put them in jail. Willful ignorance, negligence must be punished. Period. These folks, I'm sorry, they're public servants, but they are not serving the public right now. And I can always say, I know good cops and I know bad cops. But until those good cops put on blast those bad cops, who are just as bad as the Kevins and Karens who see racism, who do not call it out, and let these motherfuckers continue to do the dirty shit that they do. But you're doing it on a much evil level because these folks are being killed. Our people are being killed. Yes, white folks, there are white people that are being killed unjustly by the police. But until you say something, you are just as wrong as those good cops who are not putting those bad cops, not black cops, bad cops on blast. You have to put them on Front Street. We need to know who they are. Lafayette, the judge who did what they did by putting that restraining order, you are fucking wrong for what you did, but I get it. I understand. Do you, bitch? It's gonna come back to bite you. For the people who are protesting, continue to protest, stay strong. Don't let nobody tell you how to protest. Instead of worrying about how you should protest, they should be worrying about why you are protesting and fix that problem. So, I have said my piece. Abby, you are with the ancestors. I love you, cousin. Whew. My little cousins, her children, stay strong. Try to stay strong. Everybody, come on. Maya Angelou, when you know better, you do better. So please do better. And with that being said, the sun is down. It's time for y'all to carry y'all ass out of Devon County. I am tour guide Anthony Sterling, along with Gadir McHale, the lovely Gadir.
Thank you.
That thug in charge who hates loving basketball, but I love her to death, Miss Ashley effing Bro. Also, Melissa Newell, my best friend, who is on the road now doing a tour. If you catch a tour, trust me, she does not hate people. She loves everybody. She just can't stand the ignorant ass people. Trust me on this. I've known her for years.
Dumb shit.
She ain't got time to tolerate for the dumb shit. So, in closing, please like, share, comment, get in the conversation about Lovecraft Country. Get in the conversation, period. We want to hear from you guys. Drop comments below. Hit that big red subscribe button. It will only take you a second. Hit the bell. Turn your notifications to all. So whenever a new episode of Welcome to Devon County or any other cool ass videos we do and post, you'll be notified. And you can sit and you can watch and you can enjoy the dulcet tones of us four as we say in closing: wash your hands, wash your feet, wash your ass, wear a damn mask, You can now leave Devon County. Hopefully, you are no longer a Karen, you are a Hannah. I can only keep my fingers crossed. So once again, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next week. Good life, good night, peace out. We are done.